Alright, now in this more advanced version of the Ken Burns effect, I have a really nice Coliseum right here, which is kind of moving down, and I'm going to go ahead and give that a couple layers. So here's what I've done in Photoshop. In Photoshop, what I've got is a layered version of this where I've cleaned it up. If you might remember, there was actually a lady in a wedding dress, or at least a dress, and then some birds in here. And just by using the spot healing brush, you're able to kind of remove these and get rid of the things that you really don't need from that file. Of course, you just keep on going and try and perfect that. And so I've done that here. And then I've also created a very simple mask in order to create some see-through, and I can see some clouds behind there. So now what I want to do is I'm not really going to save that because I've already done that work. I'm going to go into this footage item and I'm going to save it into my photos, and there's that Photoshop file right there. So I want to go over to my project, back to my footage, and I'm going to import this particular project. So let's double click, go into the photos, find that Photoshop comp, and then hit open. Now what it's going to do is it's going to give me a couple options about how I open this thing. I'm going to actually do it as individual layers, which is kind of nice. So you can see the two layers there. I really should have named them. Had I thought about that, that would have been good. But if I bring them in as individual layers, now you'll see that I've got the two layers here. And I can bring in those two layers separately. Well, let's see. There's number 1. This is number 2. So I think that's correct. I'll put those at the right time. Now let's get rid of that cross dissolve real quick. Now I have to go to each of these layers and do the effects controls in order to get these to work. So I need them both to be the same size. So let me go to scale of 80, well, maybe 70. Yeah, 70 looks like it'll work. In fact, notice that I don't have to make the other one the same size. So now I'm going to make the background a little bit different. Position and scale. Go to the end, back one frame, and let's see, this one is going to go to scale 85. So real simple scale. On the other one, let's make sure that we have keyframes. Be real careful. This new version of Premiere is a little bit weird working with the keyframes. All right, let's see. So I want it to kind of come up like that. That looks pretty good. I'm going to have that there. I'm going to have that move just a little bit as well. So it's not perfect, but at least you get kind of the idea of what you can do with a more advanced thing there. So let's go ahead and do a little easing on that. Ease in, and a little bit of easing on those as well. So here's what I've got going on. So there's a lot of things that you can do. It's not the most beautiful effect that I've done here, but there's a lot of cool things that you can do with layering different pictures like this, anytime you have hard edges or you can make a good selection, you can replace the background and you can move them at different speeds and get the effect of almost real video. Now, I'm just not doing a very good job of moving these together at the same place. I just didn't do a great job of that. So maybe I can do that a little bit better if I'm a little bit more conscientious about it. Yeah, that works a little bit better. So that's a little bit more interesting. So experiment with some different, more advanced Ken Burns types effects if you really want to. It's a lot of fun to add a little bit more variety visually to your project. Let's go on to the graphics.